like LeBron everywhere I go, 'cause every time I score.
Welcome, fans, to the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with our analysts Steve Kerr and Clark Keller. So happy you've joined us. A contest in the West. We'll see if the Dallas Mavericks can please their home crowd. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Felton is out there with Matthews. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Batum. And it's the Beat in at the center, filling out the middle. And for Dallas, Dirk and Marion flank Haywood in the middle. Carter is out there with... sledgehammer!
That should be illegal, Kevin.
That's why you push the ball. You score before the defense has a chance to set up.
Exactly. They had the defense on its heels that time.
Here's Kidd. Let's send it out to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Rick Carlisle. Doris?
Kevin, he told me that it's no secret what their bread and butter is defensively. It's our ability to influence shots, frustrate their shooters, and come away with blocks. And he told me we can expect to see plenty of that today. Guys?
Thanks, Doris. So Clark and Steve, defense, it looks like, coming first for them today.
And while you don't really want to put all of your cookies in one jar, I mean, I think emphasis on defense is a way to go.
Yeah, I'd agree, because if you come out and establish the defense right away, it kind of sets the tone, and you really kind of take control of that game emotionally.
Good for the three-point play.
Nicholas Batum was the 25th pick in the draft back in 2008 for Portland, and he's really developed into a nice player. He's got that great length, which helps him defensively, and he's also become an excellent shooter as well.
Batum grabs the miss.
Oh, come on. You've got to get the 2 points there.
And here's Matthews for the three. Offensive rebound. And Batum kicks to Felton. Back to Batum. And it's blocked. Portland on D. Here's Carter. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Carter's got 6.
Well, he was being overly optimistic there, thinking he could make that pass.
Boy, he really used his height there.
He sure did, Steve. I mean, a nice touch on that shot.
So it's Portland now. It's a three-point game. You're right, Steve. Batum has. His shooting percentages last season fell off just a bit from his stellar numbers in his second season, but Clark's still very much a two-way player.
Yeah, that's part of his maturation and growth as a player. Consistency from season to season. He's very much a hot name. I mean, the Blazers' phones were lighting up with teams that would have loved to make a trade for Batum. I mean, he's got tremendous potential. So a couple of poor possessions now in a row consecutively. Both times turnover. That's not productive basketball. That's not winning basketball.
No, Clark, you know, you start stringing errors back-to-back together, you lose all momentum in this game.
I don't think we'll see anyone quite like Dirk again for a long time. He's such a unique player. I mean, his shot is just so pure. It'll be hard for a player to replicate what he's been able to do, especially on that 7-foot frame and the unorthodox style that he does it with.
Joel Prisbilla checked in for the Trailblazers. Here's Matthews. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Well, Clark, you've mapped it out well. You mentioned Dirk, and I think at this point it's a to say he's the best European player ever in the NBA. What do you think?
I'm right there with you.
Steve?
Yeah, he's got to be considered the best European player ever, ahead of of anybody I can think of. The only foreigner that I could compare to him would be Hakeem Olajuwon, who would be number one on my list. But Dirk, in terms of Europe, yeah, he's number one.
Here's Kidd. Batum is tagged with the reach. That'll be his second foul of the game. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for the Trailblazers.
Into the lineup for the Trailblazers.
Knocks it loose. Goes up. Finishes the break with a slam. And this game is tied up now.
Well, that's the problem. You turn the ball over and your defense just isn't set up at the other end.
And sometimes when it happens that way, it almost feels like a 4-point bucket.
Kept alive. Marion. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
First personal foul, team's third.
That's good defense. Don't let a guy get a lay-in, foul hard, and send him to the free throw line.
Yeah, I like that billboard there. Sending a message. You can't come in here and get anything free in our paint.
And Sean Marion's game has always been about athleticism and explosion. He's got that quick second jump. And even though he's getting up there in years, he's still a very effective player around the rim, especially. His ability to score in the paint is very impressive.
Well, he turned a high percentage shot into a low percentage shot by trying to go to the fadeaway.
Outside for Felton. The three is launched. They get it back. Aldridge kicks to Matthews. The three. The shot misses. Another shot. Right side Matthews. Out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. For the Trailblazers, J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Matthews. And Johnny Flynn is subbed in for Raymond Felton. We've got 1:18 left here in the first quarter. That one goes. Count it. He was talking about Marion, that scoring in the paint, the points in the paint you talked about is helping by his almost lightning-quick ability, Clark, to leave the floor.
Yeah, he doesn't get up as high as he used to, but he still jumps really quickly. And that second jump and that quickness of jumping ability still allows him to be effective. Yeah, we're now starting to see them get some high percentage shots in the paint.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 buckets inside the lane, so they're getting really high percentage looks down there. Off to a really solid start. He's knocked down 4 of his first 5 shots. I think he baited him on that pass. Very savvy defense.
That's now 7 straight for them coming from fast break.
Clark, a lot of give and take between these sides early.
Kevin, how about 6 lead changes in this half already?
Yeah, good one here, guys. This is going to be fun to watch. 2 evenly matched teams. Both teams playing hard.
Look at how he posed on the rim for a few seconds after that one. That's never going to endear you to your opponents. They don't like that kind of stuff.
No, he was enjoying that one so much he didn't want to let go.
Yeah, just a little reminder of whose rim it is.
Boy, this has been an ugly, ugly start to the game for them. With that one, boy, they got the crowd buzzing there.
A pretty perfect play all around.
What a fantastic dunk to finish it off, too.
The shot by Hickson, no good.
So hard not to go for it when you see that chance at the alley-oop.
Bet he wishes he hadn't, though.
Here's Carter. And that's not going to go. The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Mavericks ahead, up by 6.
Well, I'll tell you what, I like what I've seen from this club defensively. They're forcing a lot of turnovers with their quick hands and ability to play the passing lanes.
Well, you talk about quick hands, but I think it's the mindset of being aggressive and then obviously being active with the hands, tracing that ball.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
You know, guys, Dallas kind of gets slept on in terms of playoff action because they've been so disappointed in recent years, but they worked hard all season, and the hard work has its reward.
Great perspective. Clark, back to Dallas. They weren't really talked about as a contender, and some even had them losing to Portland in the first round. And Steve, that Los Angeles upset, that sweep got everybody's attention.
Sure did. They took the first 2 games in L.A., then they blew out the Lakers in Game 4 to finish off the sweep. Just an incredible series, and I think that was the series that was the springboard for Dallas into the finals and past the Miami Heat. When they beat the Lakers, Dallas knew they could win the whole thing.
That was your Mavs game. Give them a round of applause, fans.
Here's Kidd. And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade. Oh!
That's really a terrific looking side, Kevin. I mean, he set him up beautiful. You know, looking at Vince Carter in his prime, I thought he was one of the greatest scorers and dunkers in the league. Maybe top 5 in both categories, but now at 34 years old, he's grounded a bit.
A nice shot by Flynn.
That's a tough matchup, and yet he found a way to get off that shot. Impressive.
You know what, guys? I mean, those are really the kind of challenges he loves. I mean, he's that kind of competitor.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, Kevin, I think we can put to rest once and for all the idea that somehow Dirk Nowitzki is soft or that the Dallas Mavericks are soft. It's a label that had been spread to the whole team, and they are glad to put it behind them. Jason Terry said of Dirk Nowitzki, Dirk has huge resolve. Regardless of what people say about him, he's going to come to the gym every day and prepare the same way. He's been doing it for so long, and he still doesn't get the credit that he deserves. A championship will help get that credit rolling, guys.
Thanks, Doris.
Yeah, make no mistake about it. I mean, Dirk was never a pushover. I think that was an unfair label. But what winning the title did was it shed that label forever. And it kind of put his stamp on the history of his impact on the NBA. Just an amazing story, Dirk Nowitzki last year.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Prisbilla. Matthews comes in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Felton in for Johnny Flynn. Here's Felton, still looking to get on the scoreboard. And the layup's good off the glass. Here's Kidd, 6-point lead. And Nowitzki backs in. Over Felton. Second chance shot. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2.
It looks like he hit him on the release of that shot, so good call by the official.
Very easy one there, and send him to the line for a pair of free throws.
So he gets them both.
Well, Marion will never get back to his days in Phoenix when he was a 20-point, 10-rebound guy, but still a very versatile player on this deep Dallas.
Yes, indeedy. Boy, I love that one. That's not just any plain dunk. That has some panache to it.
It's an energizer, guys. That is an energizer.
That is, and that will lift the whole team up.
Another Coach of the Year winner here, and Rick Carlisle, he took the award back in 2002 when he was with the Pistons. He's proved since then that he knows exactly what to do in leading the team no matter where he is.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
That's his second personal.
Back, Clark, to what you were saying about Carlisle, he has shown flexibility in his style, too. You know, Steve, he's changed up a little bit from what he was earlier in his career.
Yeah, he's adapted to his talent base, basically. His Detroit teams were really defensive-minded, but he's been able to thrive playing a more up-tempo style in Dallas with the Mavs.
13 feet out, and it's Portland with the rebound.
He had plenty of space, poor defense, but I'm not sure about his touch from that range.
And Matthews throws it down.
Yeah, he didn't try to get too cute on that one. He just simply threw it down.
Still, though, Steve, makes for a great highlight, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, anytime he dunks the ball, it's pretty to watch because he is athletic.
By himself, throws down the breakaway jam.
Now that's a throwdown for you.
Can you believe how easy he makes plays like that look?
Yeah, especially as a backcourt guy. I mean, a smaller player, he's a phenomenal finisher. Starting to build a head of steam here. He had a good first quarter, but he's been even better here in the second.
You know, as we look at the Blazers, check them out. I mean, a small market team, tremendous fan support. They're the only game in town as far as a major sports team is concerned, and their ownership has not been shy or bashful about trying to spend and being willing to spend to make them a contender.
And the Trailblazers making a change. Chris Billis checked in. Nifty move. Jams it in off the great move.
Now, the only way to stop him is to keep him from getting the ball in the first place.
Clark, as you said, going back to the Blazers, a small market team, big city pocketbooks. And Steve, now also a pretty new front office. They're going to another general manager this year.
Yeah, and despite the change, Portland's front office continues to be innovative and aggressive and making moves to try to improve this team. We know they've got plenty of money with Paul Allen at the helm, but can they put forth a consistent plan, and can they stay healthy with the players on their roster? Those are the questions I have.
Trailblazers trailed by 3. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, Dirk Nowitzki, a humble superstar, he never gets full of himself. If anything, it's the opposite. Head coach Rick Carlisle, no one's going to be a harsher critic of his game than him. One of the things we've all got to do is make sure he's not too hard on himself. He's going to take a lot of that stuff personally because as the face of the franchise, he wants a responsibility for winning and losing. That's what makes him special. Even after winning the ultimate prize, you know Nowitzki won't let up with his great work ethic.
That's why he's a champion, Doris. Thanks. They get the rebound. Out to Carter. Sinks the three-pointer. Carter's got 16 points.
And I think whichever team starts to dominate the glass could really take control of this game.
I won't disagree with you. I mean, it's so tight between these teams right now on the board that you're just waiting to see which team might pull away.
Batum, good.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
No good with the triple. Mavericks leading by 4. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Tipped. Here comes Raymond Felton. Outside, Batum. Chris Billis. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And we'll be back momentarily live from Dallas.
The Trailblazers, 40.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Here's Terry. Terry is out there with Delonte West. Then it's Odom. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Wright in at the 4. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with. Trailblazers trailed by 4.
Well, for the Blazers last season, guys, I mean, they went 48-34 overall. I mean, 2 fewer wins from the season prior, but this team has managed to remain competitive despite just a huge number of major injuries to key players. I mean, that's a credit to those players, but also to that coaching staff. Nate McMillan and his staff have done a fantastic job keeping that team really competitive.
Here is Matthews. 6 points for him. Here's the beat. And that's the devastating one-handed jam.
You know, the dunks are few and far between for the big guy, but every once in a while we get one just like that.
It's not hard to believe that kind of size might keep you from being a high flyer.
Yeah, that's a lot of man right there to try to get up off the ground, Kevin. Yeah, easy bucket for him there.
And finish he did. Took it hard to the rim.
Right with the double team. Matthews passes to Aldridge. And he drops it in from the low post. Good thought there, Clark, when you take a look at the Blazers last year, the year before, really, with all those injuries. It's interesting. Pretty comparable overall. But their home versus road split deepened, Steve, quite a bit.
Yeah, Kevin, just 18-23 on the road, a 6-game decrease from the season prior. So they have to figure out a way to get back to their winning ways away from home. We know they have one of the best home court advantages in the NBA, but you've got to win road games if you're going to be elite in this league.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
Boy, how good were the Mavericks last year against the Western Conference? They won 35 times against Western opponents.
Kicks to Batum.
Give him a round of applause.
Some nice passing. Here's Felton. No good. That would have tied it. Going back down to the Mavs, they didn't win the division, Clark, but they nabbed the 3 seed in the playoffs. And that played a nice part of it.
Yeah, you know, they edged out the Thunder by 2 wins, and the difference there was the record of those 2 teams against the Western Conference. So I know it's a long season, and sometimes it's hard to value every game, but when you're a playoff team, a contending championship team, every game does mean something during that regular season.
Absolutely. And Dallas has possession. Following the basket by Nicholas Batum. Blocked. And they're able to recover. Goes back up. And it's Carter again missing.
Solid advantage of the rebounding totals for them so far here.
You know, in every game, but particularly in a close game, every little advantage you can use helps, and they're certainly enjoying one on the glass here.
6 on the shot clock. Nowitzki with the steal. Solo break. But whoa!
Boy, that is some fantastic body control. I mean, that reverse isn't nearly as easy as he made it look.
Not at all. Just a tremendous play.
Well, just imagine the confidence it takes even to try that move.
Boy, that was a nice little finger roll to finish the play. Splendid finish.
For the Trailblazers, Brizbilla comes in for Hashim Thabit, and it's Crawford in for Nicholas Batum. Portland trailing here.
You know, Raymond Felton the last 2 seasons has really improved his shooting nicely. I mean, both from the outside and finishing around the basket. He can penetrate, so that all helps.
Trailblazers having lots of trouble defending against Carter.
He's got 16 points, and the 3-ball's been there for him, too.
Okay.
He's hit 2 from out there.
Well, you know the three-pointer gives any player an added dimension to his game that will almost always lead to more responsibility at the offensive end.
And for Felton at the same time, he improved his shooting. Stevie also upped his assists to a career high of over 8 a game.
Now, the all-around improvement for Felton was really impressive. And, you know, he was the 5th overall pick back in 2005 by Charlotte.
Oh! Come on now, I didn't see. Can you believe that finish? Boy, a little bit of flair and flavor at the end of it.
Oh, that'll be a fan favorite, all right.
That was not your average typical dunk.
Misses from short range.
Well, that is not the guy they want to drive the lane in heavy traffic.
Here's Nowitzki. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
Unnecessary to go to the fadeaway there. It wasn't needed. Could have just kept it simple and taken the easy shot.
Unloads from 9. That doesn't go either for Nowitzki. Trailblazers trailed by 8. Coach is liking Clark what he's seeing from his offense.
And shoot, why wouldn't he? I mean, guys, they're filling it up with ease, executing, getting quality shots. I mean, this is fun to watch.
Yeah, this is like a clinic out there, guys. This is exactly how you attack a defense. Move the ball, sharp cuts, and really a nice pace to their offense.
Things starting to get sloppy for them out there. They just aren't taking care of the ball the same way they were earlier.
Again, the miss by Nowitzki. Here's Crawford. Felton kicks to Brizbilla. Back to Felton. Stolen by Carter.
Boy, Kevin, you have to take better care of the ball, and they just haven't done that this half after doing a good job in the first.
Pushes up. And that's it for the 3rd quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the 4th. Dirk Nowitzki having a dominant impact in this game.
About 3 quarters into the game, and the defense still doesn't have any answer for him down on the post.
Well, maybe mixing up his looks, bumping.
Here's Flynn. On the floor for Portland. Aldridge and Brizbilla patrol the middle. Johnny Flynn is out there with Crawford. And it's Batum in at the 3 slot. And Sean Marion with the slam.
That's just a beautiful fast break.
Definitely. Textbook all the way to the nice finish at the rim.
careless play there. You've got to avoid those kind of turnovers.
Yeah, you really do, Steve. I mean, those really take a toll on you. They deflate any kind of rhythm you're trying to build.
And the Mavericks call time here.
Well, certainly some added motivation in this game, guys, for the Blazers, as the Mavericks were the team that knocked them out of the playoffs a year ago after they had tied that series up at a couple of games apiece and felt like they had a chance to win it.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Rick Carlisle was saying to the team. His message, I don't want us patting ourselves on the back just yet. We can congratulate ourselves after the final horn. Right now, we need to go out there and take this one home. Guys?
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Going back to that idea of payback, Steve, do you think there's a little motivation when you go up against a team that sent you home?
I think so. You still remember what happened in that previous postseason. That's when the games really matter. And so you always remember those playoff losses. So, yes, I do believe there's a little extra motivation.
Haywood dishes to Carter. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Crawford, no luck. Mavericks leading by 12. It's tipped. Brisbilla with the steal. Marion with the steal.
Guys, you take a look at that box score. 5 turnovers for him. I think he's got to avoid the high-risk plays. Just be solid out there.
Out of bounds. And they retain possession. A different look for Portland. Hashim Thabit, he's checked in for Brisbilla. Matthews comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Felton in for Jamal Crawford. Outside, Felton. They double him with Nowitzki. Fires from 14. Gets it to go.
I liked his composure there under pressure as he was being double-teamed. Terrific pass.
And here's Kidd from the arc. Dallas, no good that time either. Trailblazers trail by 10. Matthews passes to Thabit. Back to Matthews. Fires the three. Vince Carter grabs the miss. Carter's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Nowitzki for 3. Gets it to go. Nowitzki's got 15 points here in the second half.
They're in a groove now. These three-pointers just falling at will here in the second half.
Yeah, I think the defense has got major headaches because this team's just not missing.
Nowitzki left side. Can't get it to go. And the Blazers the other way. There's the 3. Felton can't get it to go.
Very poor shot selection there, guys.
Oh!
There isn't anybody in the building. Didn't appreciate that throwdown.
Well, Steve, that's as fancy a finish as you could possibly get.
Serious degree of difficulty on that one.